Hi everybody, it is me, Anna, and it is, let me make sure the volume is right on here, and it is June 27th, 2012. I am tired, a little groggy, on pain medicine, all kinds of stuff. I am here to give you an update of what happened to me over the weekend. It is, it's very emotional for me to talk about because it was something that was very, very scary to me. So I thought I would come in and explain because I had a lot of questions from people on what happened. Let me grab my phone real quick. Yes, my hair is in pigtails. I am a hot mess. I am absolutely doing nothing today. I barely have any makeup on today. I don't care. Anyways, I have to look at the calendar because I'm like so behind on dates. On Friday the 22nd, I went to visit a good friend of mine who also had gastric bypass surgery, who that morning had told me she was having very bad stomach pains. I told her not to mess around with stuff like that because it could be serious, and to get to the emergency room as soon as possible, and that I would meet her there at 10 o'clock after an appointment. I got up there, visited with her for about 2.5 hours, and I left at 12:30 in the afternoon that Friday. As I was walking out to my car, I got a pain in my stomach that had felt like somebody had kicked me as hard as they could right in the middle of my stomach. Almost took my breath away. I continued to walk to my car and decided, okay, it's probably nothing, it's probably gas. As I had just told my friend to get to the hospital if she had any stomach issues. Here I go like, it's probably gas, let me go home. So I got in my car and decided, let me go home, I'll put my son to bed, I'll lay down and try to sleep it off. I lay down, it did not go away. I woke up about 3:30 and needed to go to the bank, took care of some business, whatever. Picked up some dinner, came in the house. I had told my mother-in-law who had been here, I have to go to the emergency room, something really isn't right. So I went to the emergency room, same place where I had visited my friend earlier. Was sitting there, sat there for an hour, and was like, okay, this is taking so long, I should leave because I'm probably going to go in here, look like an ass, and it's going to be gas or something. They called my name, so I went back. I'm like, screw it, I'm here, let me just go back. Got back there, went through all the blood tests. My blood test came back fine. Of course, it's mandatory for them to do CAT scans on our bellies because we are different as gastric bypass patients. If they're telling you to do an ultrasound, I would say no. I would request a CAT scan. It's probably the more efficient thing to have done. So I had the CAT scan done, waited an hour, cried in pain the whole time because, it was hurting. And at that point I was like, okay, this cannot be, this can't be gas. So, a couple hours later, I had to say, God, had to have been close to 11:30 Friday night. She comes in and she looks at me and she's like, I'm sorry to tell you, but we are going to have to do surgery as soon as possible. And I was in shock, and I'm like, well, what's going on? She goes, you have what is called a Petersons Defect, which meant I had a hernia and my intestines were all mumble-jumbled inside my stomach. And to talk about it is scary to me because that was one of my biggest fears before having this surgery, because I can remember watching a video of Amelia, who is Massage Goddess, and what she had went through, and that scared the crap out of me because I knew that was something that I hoped that I had never would have had to have gone through. Granted, it wasn't as bad as hers, but it scared the crap out of me. But they told me they would have to do surgery as soon as possible. It is a it is something that can happen after gastric bypass surgery. So I went into surgery. They admitted me. I got up to my room about 1 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me. It hurts to cough. I'll show you what happened. Got up to my room about 1 o'clock or so. Had surgery at 5 o'clock in the morning. Nervous. And the only reason I was nervous was because I wasn't sure how bad it was in there. And the experience that I had when I had gastric bypass surgery with my heart rate scared the crap out of me, because that was something that I did not want to go through again. So all around, scared. So surgery lasted a couple hours. Came out of surgery, was fine. Normal pain, had the pump, everything. So that was Saturday. My surgery was Saturday at 5. Everything went fine that day. I had not ate since Friday morning. I hadn't taken a shower since Thursday night, so I felt like shit. So I didn't eat all day Saturday. Was fine Saturday. And then Sunday, about, I would say about 7:30, I was sitting there watching TV. And this is what makes me just like, oh, it was so scary. 7:30 in the morning, I was sitting there and I could feel my heart just going. And I was like, what's going on? And I looked back and I seen that my heart rate was already at 110. Sorry. And it just kept going, and you could just feel it just pounding. And it was like, oh my God, what's going on? And I looked back and it's at like 130 and it was at 140. So I start pressing the call button and I'm screaming, help, help, help. And I look back and it's like 185. And at this point, it was at a point to where it felt like it was going to explode. I had never felt anything like that in my whole entire life. Sorry. Whew. Everybody comes rushing in and they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I feel like I'm having a heart attack. I don't know what's going on. I can feel my heart just pounding so fast in there. My heart rate got up to almost like 190, which is not good. And so they're in there and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm trying to breathe, and I'm calling my fiance and I'm like, hurry, I think I'm having a heart attack and I think I'm going to die. I don't know what's going on. And they're reassuring me that everything's going to be okay. But of course they can't sit there and say, oh, this is messed up and this is what's going to happen, They're trying to make me calm. So, of course, my anxiety is just out the roof, because, all I'm thinking about is my kids and my family and what's happening. I don't know what's going on. And, I'm a hot mess. I'm sorry. So, they start doing these, like, massage things into these, like, arteries in the side of my neck to try to get it to go down. And they get it to come down some, and it's like 105, still kind of high, but I can still feel it, but not like the pounding that was going on. So, I would say my husband walked in about 30 minutes later. It was so nice to see him. And I would say 10 minutes after he got there, it started again. And it felt worse. And I thought, this time I'm like, this is it. I'm gone. This is it. I'm actually having a heart attack. These motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about. Something is wrong. And, of course, everything flashes before my eyes. I'm hot. Everything's ringing in my ears. I can't focus on anything. It was horrible. So the worst was when they brought in this crash cart. And I'm like, oh shit. And it's got paddles, and I didn't know what was going on. And this doctor's telling me that they were going to have to inject me with this stuff called a adenosine or something. And what this would do, it would bring my heart rate down so low And he told me that I would feel absolutely horrible. The worst that I've ever felt. And that my heart rate would be so low that it may stop. But he reassured me that it was safe. And that I may, that everything would come back. And I told him, I was crying, I don't want to do this medicine. Because what if my heart rate doesn't come back up? So I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want this medicine. And he's like, you have to. It's either your heart rate's going to continue to go up and it's not going to be good, or you do this medicine and we get your heart rate under control. So I just closed my eyes and I just breathed. And I just kept breathing and I kept breathing. And I kept telling myself, you could do this, just stop, just breathe in and just breathe, it'll go away. And it came down. Thank God I didn't have to get the medication. And so that was that. It happened 2 more times, and they started me on this stuff called Lopressor, which is a beta blocker, which slows your heart rate and your blood pressure down. I had EKGs up the ass done, blood work. Seemed like every hour they were doing blood work. I had a echocardiogram done. The cardiologist was like, you're too young to be having a heart attack. I really doubt that that's what it is. They did the echocardiogram. They did say my heart set's lower than usual. That could be from the massive amount of weight that I've lost, that it's just kind of settled and shifted there, which isn't a problem. But that came out fine, thank God. So I'm on these beta blockers for now. I have to go see a cardiologist on Friday. I have to wear a heart monitor to see what's going on. They said what I have is called supraventricular tachycardia, which means my heart rate will just go up out of nowhere. It is not life-threatening, thank God, but it is the most scariest thing in the world. Oh my God. And it hasn't happened. It felt funny last night, and I took a Klonopin because I do have anxiety medications, and I would just breathe and it went away. But even just sitting here thinking, okay, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Whew. That was the scariest thing in the world. So that was my hospital stay. They fixed, that was the scariest part. I mean, the Petersons hernia part is scary enough, but that was super scary to me. A Peterson hernia can be very lethal. It can kill you if not caught. I caught mine on time. He got in there. He said that my intestines were very purple. If I would have waited a couple days, the outcome may have not been that great. But they didn't have to dissect any of my intestines or anything like that. My bowels are all still there. He said he got them to a nice pink color and everything was fine, and they fixed the hernia and all that's taken care of, so I shouldn't have a problem there. The only thing that caused really any concern to me was my heart. That was the worst. Oh my God. Sorry I just cried through this whole video, but to be there and to have felt that, never again. So needless to say, I will not be having plastic surgery. I seriously think that my body does not like anesthesia, especially in high amounts from them 2 big surgeries I had. I had my gallbladder out in March and had nothing like that, but that wasn't that big of a surgery. But these 2 were a bit bigger, I guess. So I don't know if there was more anesthesia involved or what happened, but I really seriously think my body doesn't like anesthesia and all this medication that's being put into it. So, nope. I will not be doing any kind of plastic surgery. I do not ever, in my whole life, ever want to feel that again. So, I looked at my fiance and I was like, I hope you love my body that looks like it's 90 years old. because I am not getting any plastic surgery done. And of course, because he is like the best ever, he's like, you know, I love everything about you, so it doesn't matter. Which was so nice. He loved me when I was big and treated me like a princess then, so I don't think it matters. So, I'm healing. I got home yesterday, probably about 4:30. I'm on a lot of stupid medication now and stuff like that, and I hate to take medication, but this is medication that I do have to take. I have 20 staples in my stomach. They tried to do it laparoscopically, and it did not work, so they had to cut me. And if I can position this right, you might be able to see. Sorry, I'm a hot mess, but I got those right there. They go all the way down. I don't know if you can see. All the way down to there. I have a couple. I got one right here, right there, and I have one right here. I don't know if you can see it good, but yeah, my new battle scars. Yeah, gross, I know, but God, I'm a horrible mess today. So that was my weekend. Not a good update, but I'm alive. I am here, and I feel better. You know, besides being weak and tired and stuff like that, pretty malnourished. Like I said, I hadn't ate since Friday morning. I did not get to eat until Monday. So it was fluids and ice chips the whole time. I had nothing. I was nothing by mouth, which was NPO. So nothing. And when I started off, it was all liquids. My first real taste of food was yesterday before I left, and I had a chef salad. And that was the best chef salad from a fucking hospital ever. I hate hospital food. It's so gross. But I thought I would just come in to let people know. I was diagnosed, I guess, I had to wear a Holter monitor before, after the first incident after gastric bypass surgery. I lost weight. The cardiologist said your heart is fine. If anything, you're doing it a favor. You have some sinus tachycardia, but I had never felt it after that again. You know, I never felt the racing heart rates or heartbeats or nothing like that afterwards. Even working out, nothing. So I seriously think my body doesn't like medication and that much anesthesia at once. So we'll see with the cardiologist on Friday and wearing the monitor again. Trying to think. So that's about it. I get my stitches out on, or my staples out on the 5th. Hopefully that doesn't hurt. I've never had staples. So that's my update. Sorry, I'm so emotional, and you know, I'll try to come back next week after the cardiologist and see what's going on with that and let you guys know how I'm feeling. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare anybody. Would I do the surgery all over again? The gastric bypass? Definitely. Definitely. We all know going into having gastric bypass there is many complications. I've had 2 of them. I've had my gallbladder, and I've had the Petersons hernia repair now. Hopefully that's the last of it, but you never know. But I do not regret my surgery at all. I am healthier. I feel better. And I'm still here. So, everybody have a good rest of the week. I will talk to you soon. If you have any questions, just leave them below. I will answer them, you know, as much as I can. I have been bombarded with many questions, so if I can get to them, I will. I mean, as you can tell, I'm like kind of groggy and I'm tired and I'm very emotional and I probably need to take a nap. So you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all.